February 4th could be the last time the Missouri Tigers face the Kansas Jayhawks in Mizzou Arena.
The GOP candidacy race heats up with another primary just days away. KOMU 8 News at 9 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on. This is KOMU 8 News at 9 on the CW.
4 people are in a Boone County jail after the Sheriff's Department responded to suspicious activity last night. Good evening, I'm Alexandra Stone.
And I'm Angie Bailey. Thanks for joining us. Authorities were able to get a search warrant when neighbors said they believed there was an active and ongoing meth lab next door.
The Columbia Fire Department responded to a cooking fire at a duplex on Saturday night, but no one has lived in the rental property for several months. Inspectors say the fire started on the stove and damaged the surrounding walls and cabinets. Firefighters kicked the door in upon arrival and found no one inside. Neighbor George Allen says his son saw someone run out of the empty side of the duplex before firefighters arrived.
Our investigator with Columbia Fire Department is working with the police officers investigating the cause of the fire.
At this time, the Columbia Fire Department has no new details. Initial damages are estimated at $5,000. The future of public transit in Columbia has been shaky the past few months. 2 city council members will now host public forums on the issue. Public transit services in Columbia has been threatened since City Manager Mike Mathis proposed the new budget in the summer. Their proposed budget cut will cut evening services and increase fares by at least 50%. While the fare hikes stayed within the city council finalized the budget, the service cuts were reduced. Then in December, the city warned that 2 student routes are in danger. The black and gold routes may not be renewed in May. Later in December, the Transit Task Force stalled without coming to any agreement on the future of Columbia's transit system. And earlier this week, MU hired a transportation consulting firm to see what can be done about the students that may be left without a bus. The Missouri Tigers basketball team will square off against the Kansas Jayhawks in what could be the team's biggest game of the year next weekend. This Saturday could be the last time the Tigers will host the Jayhawks as Big 12 conference foes. When the Jayhawks came to town last year, they left the Tigers with a heart-wrenching 70-66 loss. Fans are optimistic that won't happen at Mizzou Arena this year. Anticipation is already mounting for the game that's still almost a week away.
I'm excited. I think this is the year of any, and it's absolutely awesome that game day is going to be here to support this huge crowd. I think we'll come away with a win.
ESPN College Game Day will be bringing nationwide attention to Columbia. Doors will open at 7 Saturday morning at Mizzou Arena, and the show will start at 9. The game itself starts at 8 Saturday night. 2 Missouri organizations are working together to push ballot measures today. Missourians for Responsible Lending and Give Missourians a Raise are seeking to cap payday loan interest rates and increase the state minimum wage. Each petition drive needs to collect roughly 105,000 valid signatures from 6 of the state's 9 congressional districts to appear on the November ballot. Opponents of capping the payday loan interest rate have collected more than $500,000 for their campaign chests. The other initiative seeks to boost the state minimum wage by $1. A legal challenge over new Missouri House districts contends the Mighty Mo remains too great a geographic boundary. A half-dozen districts contain territory on both sides of the Missouri and the Merrimack Rivers without a bridge linking the banks. A lawsuit filed this past week contends the map violates a requirement that districts be continuous. The argument is a new twist in a series of court cases over Missouri redistricting efforts for Congress, the state Senate, and the state House. Rough seas delayed search and salvage operations on the capsized Costa Concordia today. Experts say the ship moved about 1.5 inches overnight on the rocks where it is resting. Waves are causing the ship to sink deeper at a rate of 1 centimeter per hour. The Dutch salvage team is waiting for the weather to improve in order to start pumping 500,000 gallons of fuel from the cruise ship's tanks. Meanwhile, a Massachusetts man donated his own special absorbing foam that absorbs oil and repels water. A massive rally in central Pakistan targeted NATO today. Thousands gathered to condemn last year's NATO airstrikes, which killed 24 Pakistani soldiers. Demonstrators also want the Pakistani government to keep closed supply routes used by NATO forces in Afghanistan. The U.S. has said the bombing of 2 Pakistani border checkpoints last November were carried out in self-defense. Pakistan responded by closing the NATO supply routes and kicking the U.S. out of a base used for American drones. Travelers are already feeling the effects of a nationwide strike that will bring Belgium's transportation system to a halt tonight. The main train station in Brussels came to a standstill at the start of the 24-hour general strike. The strike comes as heads of states are scheduled to attend a European Union summit. Public and private sector workers are protesting austerity measures by the government, including changes to retirement and unemployment benefits. The strike is also expected to impact Belgium's main airport.
Thanks, Chris.
Cold months are the time to bundle up and avoid the chilly weather.
But we'll show you why some folks are shedding their clothes and taking a plunge. That's coming. How can they even feel their legs when they're getting out of there? Here's what we're following for KOMU 8 News at 10 tonight. The Super Bowl just a week away. Indianapolis is buzzing with excitement.
And don't forget to join Chris Trevino for the KOMU 8 Sports Show. Chris, what do you have planned?
Well, thank you for asking, Alex. We've got a big show. We've got Dave Diarman from PowerMizzou.com. We'll talk Mizzou football recruiting and Tiger basketball, among other interesting and timely topics.
Quite a tease there, sir.
Thank you. I've been called that before, but I don't think it's appropriate.
I don't mean that in a bad way at all. All right, folks, we'll see you after the 10 o'clock after.